Hey fighters, you're watching WrestleWire 24/7, your go-to for everything WWE. Subscribe, tap the bell, and let's dive deep. Tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw didn't just close with a match, it ended with total destruction. Rusev and Penta went head-to-head for the Intercontinental Championship contender spot, but what followed was pure chaos that no one saw coming. Welcome to Suplex Saga, your destination for WWE's biggest twists, shocking brawls, and behind-the-scenes stories that define wrestling's wildest nights. Let's break down everything that went down in one of Raw's most explosive endings of the year. The battle for supremacy, Rusev versus Penta. From the moment the bell rang, the energy inside the arena was electric. Rusev, the Bulgarian brute, looked more determined than ever, his eyes locked on the opportunity to reclaim championship gold. Across the ring, Penta stood unflinching, masked and menacing, feeding off the crowd's chants. This wasn't just a number one contenders match, it was a clash between two of the most intense forces in WWE today. The opening moments were all about raw power. Rusev tried to dominate early, using his strength to ground Penta with a spine-crushing slam. But Penta's resilience showed through. He fired back with blistering forearms and a devastating kick combination that echoed through the arena. The crowd was on their feet as both men traded momentum. Every move a statement, every strike a declaration of war. The match turns brutal. As the match intensified, it became clear that neither Rusev nor Penta was holding back. Rusev's thunderous punches rattled the ropes, and Penta's quick counters kept him alive in the fight. The Bulgarian brute delivered a massive suplex that shook the mat, nearly ending the match right there. But Penta wasn't done. He reversed a charging Rusev with a jaw-shattering superkick that sent the big man stumbling into the corner. The tension was reaching a fever pitch when Penta climbed the ropes for a high-risk move. The audience held their breath as he leapt, only for Rusev to catch him mid-air with a brutal midsection strike. The match could have gone either way, but then chaos struck. The ambush that changed everything. Out of nowhere, the crowd erupted, not in cheers, but in confusion. Rayo and Bravo, two of WWE's most unpredictable enforcers, stormed the ring from the crowd barrier. Without hesitation, they attacked both Rusev and Penta, hammering them with steel chairs and relentless strikes. The referee had no choice but to call for the bell, declaring the bout a no contest. But that wasn't the end. It was just the beginning of a full-blown brawl. As the assault continued, Grande Americano joined the fray. His arrival sent shockwaves through the arena as he delivered a massive uppercut that dropped Penta hard to the mat. The fans booed, the commentators shouted in disbelief, and the scene descended into utter chaos. The turning point. Rusev fights back. As Rayo and Bravo continued their rampage, Rusev was tossed out of the ring and into the steel steps with a loud crash. But the Bulgarian brute refused to stay down. With fury in his eyes, he powered back into the ring like a wrecking ball. Rusev exploded, sending Bravo flying over the top rope with a devastating clothesline that nearly decapitated him. He turned his attention to Rayo next, flattening him with a thunderous slam that shook the ring. The crowd was chanting, "Rusev, Rusev," as he stood tall, breathing heavily, looking like a man possessed. But before he could catch his breath, Grande Americano charged, only to walk straight into a jaw-cracking superkick from Penta that echoed across the arena. For one surreal moment, Rusev and Penta, enemies minutes ago, stood side by side, surrounded by destruction. It wasn't friendship, it wasn't alliance, it was survival. The aftermath, a new alliance or temporary truce. As the smoke cleared, Raw ended with Rusev and Penta staring each other down, battered and bruised, but still standing. There was no handshake, no embrace, just mutual respect forged through chaos. Their eyes said it all. Tonight wasn't over. The WWE universe erupted with speculation. Was this the start of an unexpected partnership? Or were Rusev and Penta simply united by a common enemy, ready to resume their war once the dust settled? The tension between them was electric, the kind that could explode again at any moment. Commentators hinted that this might lead to a shocking tag team formation heading into Saturday night's main event. Others suggested that both men might instead demand a triple threat title opportunity, taking their anger straight to Dominic Mysterio and the Intercontinental Championship scene. The mystery of Rayo, Bravo, and El Grande Americano. The biggest question of the night, however, is why Rayo, Bravo, and El Grande Americano attacked in the first place. Were they sent by someone, perhaps Dominic Mysterio himself, to prevent a clear challenger from emerging? Or were they acting on their own, staking a claim for dominance in the division? These three have built reputations as disruptors, men who thrive on chaos and attention. Their coordinated ambush didn't look spontaneous. It looked planned. And that raises eyebrows all the way up to WWE management. Adam Pearce will have no choice but to address this next week, and the consequences could shake the Intercontinental title picture to its core. The road to Saturday night's main event. With no official winner, the Intercontinental Championship landscape is more chaotic than ever. Rusev wants retribution. Penta wants revenge. And Dominic Mysterio, the reigning champion, is watching from the shadows, knowing his challengers might multiply before he even steps into the ring. If WWE decides to make this a triple threat match, it could easily become one of the most unpredictable Intercontinental title bouts in recent memory. But if Rusev and Penta form a temporary alliance, they could first take down Rayo, Bravo, and El Grande Americano before turning on each other. Either way, it's clear Raw's mid-card has become its most dangerous battlefield. What's next for Rusev and Penta? Rusev's history proves he doesn't forgive easily. If he suspects Penta of ulterior motives, or of setting up the attack, things could explode next week. On the other hand, if they decide to join forces, the WWE Universe might witness one of the most dominant tag teams in years, built not on friendship, but on shared rage. Meanwhile, Dominic Mysterio's silence is deafening. The young champion has yet to respond publicly, but sources backstage claim he's been smirking about the chaos. Whether that means he orchestrated it or is simply enjoying the show remains to be seen. Final thought. Order crumbles, chaos. Reigns' tonight's Raw proved that sometimes the most defining moments in WWE aren't decided by victories, they're defined by destruction. Rusev and Penta walked into the match as rivals, but they left standing shoulder to shoulder amid wreckage, pain, and unanswered questions. Was this the beginning of a new alliance, or the spark of an even bigger war? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure. The Intercontinental Championship scene will never be the same again. Stay tuned right here on Suplex Saga for more exclusive breakdowns, backstage updates, and shocking storylines that keep the world of wrestling spinning faster than ever.